Welcome back to ShopDog-Garage. It's going to be a 67 long form video. It's raining and melting all our snow, so that's unusual this time of year. But if you saw the short from yesterday, I had started working in here. And in fact, I'm about to do the same thing on the other side of the car. Now, I haven't done all of this up in here. You know, anything that's on the flat, I'll wait until the car's down for that. But I have been using tape to kind of protect my line. And I don't have a glove on right now, or I'd be feeling the car to make sure I'm still happy. But hopefully, some of this shows up even in the camera. Let me zoom in a little bit. Oh, or a lot bit, okay. Hopefully some of the smoothness of this starts to show. So we're getting there. Now remember, this isn't going to be one of those $300,000 show car paint jobs. This is going to be, I'm learning a thing or two, and my buddy Harlan is helping me learn. But I think it's not going to look too bad. So even up here where you can see I haven't really been working up high, you can see that line is going to come out really nice. And then you recall that we've got this pretty smooth back here, a lot smoother than I was originally going to do. I wasn't going for just fillet and, here, let me zoom back out, you know, down behind the bumper where all the spot welds are. Wasn't going for perfection there, but I did decide to make it a little smoother than it was. So, yep, today I will work on this side. And then something I have done is, you'll notice the doors don't move. I stuffed rags behind the latches and closed them until they're right where they need to be. I'm not doing what they call, you know, a panel gap style paint job, where it basically just cover the whole car in filler and cut out your gaps and make things perfectly smooth. But I am trying to get them to work together. You know, remember down here we had to do that. So I am sanding across the gap, but it's not perfect. But that's okay. This is the level that I can do. So I'm going to get the TVs on, get a little music going, or maybe a podcast, and get back to sanding. But I figured today, instead of just some shorts, I would actually stop the camera once in a while, change gloves, and show you my progress. Okay. Oh, there. You can probably hear me better without my mask on. Yeah. Wear your PPE. This is very fine dust. So, I'm working my way down on this side. It's getting there. You can see I've still got a lot of roughness here. I'm going to bust out a new sheet of 320 on one of my half moons for this. In fact, I can even feel that in the glove. I know it's hard to see, but you can actually feel that roughness. Whereas here, and this transition came out a lot nicer than I thought it would. That is really nice. Still a little more sanding to do up here yet. But I've been out here for hour-ish, I think, at this point. Now, this transition's never going to be perfect, because remember, we made all of this. But I don't think it's terrible. So, I'm going to keep working with it. And you can see I haven't done the half moon here either yet, obviously. This edge here is really starting to come together. So, a little more work back here. And a little more work up here. And then in here for the door handle. Yeah, I did hit metal right there. I was trying so hard not to actually hit any metal, because I'm really close here. But, you know, well, I hit some there. So, I mean, I guess we were priming over here no matter what. So, just trying to minimize that. But I can feel that scale with the glove. And I can feel that little bit right there. But she's starting to come together. And shape-wise, here, let me get some backlight on here. Hopefully you can kind of see that the shape is looking pretty decent, I think. So, it's going to be a little nicer than a factory car at the rate we're going here. So, I'm going to keep working. I've been transitioning from 220 in my bigger areas to now I'm starting to go to 320. So, yeah, we'll see what's going on here. Might have a few pinholes, but we'll find out. Inspector neighbor Jeff is here to see how we're doing. So we gave him a glove so you can start feeling where we're at.
That's nice.
A little smoother than it was, huh?
Yeah, well, that black paint is kind of rough. That's nice.
But,
Time to get the paint out. Move the paint out.
We're not quite there yet. It's gonna have to be sealed. Plus, I went through to metal in a few spots, and I haven't done the roof and the hood and the deck lid yet. But you can see we're almost done in this stretch here. This is where I'm literally working right now in the 320 gold. So you can see I got some work up here. Almost done with this feather off the arch. You can see there's a little bit more here. I can't feel it anymore, but I know it's there. And this is really coming out nice. I think I'm pretty happy with this arch now. So I can still see some wiggles here, but I can't feel them. So might do that in the next grit. So yeah, overall, we're pretty happy with where we're at so far. These gloves have worked out pretty slick. All right, we're slowly getting there. I think it's time for me to lower the car down a little bit so I can start kind of working top edges. But overall, I'm feeling pretty decent with where we're at for everything below this crown line here. So I think we're going to drop that, do the tops of the doors, do the top of the quarter, probably at least do the 220 on the top of the fender. I've got to do the side of the hood and then close the hood. And yeah, there's no ending to how much has to be done, but we're getting there. We're getting there. So let's get the car down. I think I'm going to do a good vacuum and sweep here first. Then we'll lower the car down and start kind of looking at those angles and see what's what. All right, just did a good vacuum and sweep up, and then I just pulled all my tape. So I'm going to ever so carefully go ahead and pull the paint that, the overspray from below the tape mark on both sides. I'll do that with 320 just to kind of make that disappear. I don't want to leave any foreign paint on the car. So got to sand all that off. And then I will drop the car. Okay. Oh, wait, take my mask off again. Give me a second here. But I have started working the edge profile on the hood with the 320. Because once I close the hood, obviously you're not going to be able to sand that. So I've been working on that, as well as starting to soften down in here. Now, some of that will get a little more work when the car's apart and we're painting the jambs. It's kind of like right now the tape line is actually pretty high here. So you can see, I'm just making sure that that curl gets painted correctly. And then the inside, that'll all get cleaned up and painted apart. Same within the fenders and the valence, the doors, the jambs. But I've got a little more work down here I want to do. And a little more back here, it looks like. But I'm pretty close. So once I can close the hood, then I can really get started. I did break down a little bit on the top of the fenders with some 320 on a soft pad, just to kind of start breaking any speckles. Let's see. So like on the hood, you can see there's a speckle here somewhere. Yeah, right here. So just starting to break stuff like that down. Yeah, it's a long way to go, but we're getting there. kind of hoping to have all of this done before the end of the year. But we will see. That's pretty ambitious. So anyway, we're probably wrapping up here shortly, but I'd like to get one more pass on that. Okay, we've taken an initial pass on the top of the fenders, and I'm getting ready to close the hood. So once I get the hood down, I'm going to do a quick coat to knock down some of those high spots, and then we're going to go ahead and get our fog on. So need a little guide. You know, some areas already still have some overspray from before, but some areas have nothing, so it'll make it just easier. I'm getting better at putting the coat down pretty light. So yeah, and remember that high point? You can't feel it anymore, but you can see where it was. So I've gone over the hood with a very stiff block of 220. It is a, whatever the 4402 is. It's very stiff. I just wanted real nice flat transitions. So as soon as this dries, I think we'll come back still at 220. And in fact, I'll probably still go with the hard block at first. This block's too long for this. But now my WB1 has just a tiny bit of give. Now I can't get into the contours yet, but I can kind of get near the contours and all the flat spots and see how bad this is going to be. The contours I'll have to use either very soft sponges or make something, or I've got one that looks like a dowel in here. That's pretty cool. You know, this will get in there too. So you can see we've used it before. So it's just playing and finding what fits the shape the best. All right, just did my first pass with the 220, and it's actually not that bad. I didn't really break through anywhere, and you can see I'm staying off of the lines a little bit. Now we knew there was going to be discoloration there because that was done a year ago, and this is where we feathered it in. So we were expecting that. I knew there could still be a couple high spots, and there were, but honestly, it seems to be sorting itself out. Overall, though, this might actually clean up. I may not even need any filler, because I'm sure you noticed the paint is gone. You know, that guide coat I put on. I've got some areas here, but I'm not at 320 yet. I'm still at 220. And I don't want to get too aggressive, kind of like you can see here. So this hood might clean up pretty good enough for a driver. And that's what this car is. It's what it always was, and you know, it's just very fun to drive, so sure would like to get it back on the road next year. Yeah, that's not too bad. I think we can work with this. Anyway, it's getting late. I'm getting tired. Sun's going down again. Keeps doing that. And my hands are getting all swole. So I think I'm going to wrap it for tonight. I think if we can keep, you know, the 5-6 hours at a shot and call it, I think that's not a bad way to do it. So I'll try to get this video up tonight. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I don't know what else has to happen after I get all this sanded, but I have an odd suspicion more of this is going back on. We will see.